Alpen Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Hello students, welcome to geography class. Before we start with the class, I would like to thank Prudent Media for giving me the opportunity to help the students during the pandemic COVID-19. I would also like to thank the Principals Forum for giving me the opportunity. Students, today we are going to learn a very important unit from first textbook about our own state. The title of the unit is The Regional Geography of Goa, and we will be covering all the different chapters from this unit, the Regional Geography of Goa. So let us start. We all know Goa is the smallest state of India, endowed with natural beauty, one of the developed states of India. So let us try to learn something about Goa's people and economy. What are the topics we are going to cover from this particular unit is population distribution, density, growth of Goa, population composition of Goa. Then we will be learning about the primary activities, the secondary activities, tertiary activities, and at the end we will be covering human settlements in Goa. So these are the topics they are going to learn from this particular unit, Regional Geography of Goa. So let us start. The first chapter in this unit is population distribution, density and growth. Students, Goa is the smallest state in India, which got liberated from the Portuguese rule in 1961. And since then, you will find there is a growth of population in the state. Now let us see the growth of population in Goa. Soon after liberation, you will find there was an increase in population of Goa. There was an increase of 50% of population from the year 1961 to 2001. So nearly 50% increase in the Goa's population was there. At the beginning, during post-liberation period, you will find there was a high growth rate in Goa's population. Now, what are the reasons behind this high population growth? During the period of 1961 to 1981, the initial phase, one reason could be change in the geopolitical situation. Now, what is the meaning of this change in the geopolitical situation? So, Goa became liberated from the Portuguese rule and became a part of Indian Union. So, this was a change in geopolitical situation. And because of that, you will find there were change in the policies, economic policies in Goa. New policies were framed in terms of economic development in Goa, which led to migration of the people from other states of India to Goa. And as a result, you will find there was an high growth of population in Goa. So, Goa experienced high population growth for a period of 1961 to 1971. One is geopolitical situation, that was changed, and the second one was regional and economic development that was there soon after liberation because of the framing of different policies in Goa. There was a heavy migration of the people from the other states to Goa. Okay. So, these were the reasons why there was high population growth rate. Okay. Then for the period of 1981 to 2001, the growth of population was 15.64% per decade. So, at the initial stage there was a high population growth, maybe first decade of post liberation of Goa, and then slowly the population growth declined, and even till 1981 there was a decline in terms of migration of the people from the other states of India to Goa. So, since 1981 we can say that there has been a steady increase in the population in Goa. So, steady growth of population was experienced in Goa after 1981. What are the reasons behind that? Maybe because of the government policies or higher percentage of literacy in the state, or it could be because of delayed marriages. Now, this table will give you an idea about the percentage change of population in Goa since 1961 till 2001. So, this is all about population growth in Goa. Next, we will be learning about the topic birth rate and death rate. Now, Goa has a very low birth rate, but still there was a variation in different talukas. Though Goa had very low birth rate for many years, still there was a variation in terms of the different talukas of the state. So, which was the taluka where the birth rate was high? So, you have Tiswadi was the taluka where the birth rate in the state was high, followed by Salsit, then Bardez, Kepim, Punda and Marmugao. So, these were the talukas which experienced high birth rate in the state. Now, what are the reasons behind the high birth rate? You can link this to urbanization, the process of urbanization, then mining related activities. These were the talukas where you will find modern facilities were developed in these talukas, where there was high per capita income, and because of these socio-religious concepts of the people, you will find the birth rate was higher in these talukas of Goa. Then if you consider the talukas where the birth rate was low, for example, taluka of Sangem, then taluka of Pernem, these were the talukas where the birth rate was low in the state. And what are the reason behind that? You can say agricultural environment prevailed there in these talukas, that is Sangem and Pernem. Then less development was there of these talukas in the state. Then lack of facilities, maybe you can think of transportation facilities, you can think of communication facilities, you can think of medical facilities. These were lagging in these talukas of Goa. Okay, so we have seen which talukas had high birth rate and which are the talukas which had low birth rate in the state. Then we will talk about the death rate. Again, Tiswadi taluka was the one which showed a higher death rate. Now, what was the reason behind a higher death rate in Tiswadi taluka? Was because of the migrants, the poor living condition of the migrants. Most of these migrants who came to Goa were semi-skilled. They were illiterate and they had very poor living condition. And because of this illiteracy, because of the poverty, you will find there was a high death rate in terms of Tiswadi taluka. The taluka where the death rate was low was Marmugao. So this is all about your death rate and birth rate. Next we will go to the topic population distribution. You have already learnt various factors that determines the population distribution in any region, like physical factors are there, economic factors are there, socio-cultural factors are there. Same factors are responsible for uneven distribution of population in state. Maybe there could be a geographical factors like altitude, topography, or maybe because of the climate. There could be an economic factor like urbanization, industrialization. So these factors are responsible for uneven distribution of population in the state. Let us see the distribution of population. Now we all know that Goa is the smallest state in India, with hardly 0.11% of geographical area. How much is the total geographical area? 3,702 square kilometers. So if we compare India, only 0.11% of geographical area Goa occupies. Then regarding the population, Goa has 0.13% of India's population, means only 0.13% of India's population lives in Goa. Now, which is the taluka that has the highest population, or which is the most populous taluka of Goa? It is Salsette, and the taluka with the lowest population is Kankona. So Salsette is the one which has the highest population in the state, and Kankona has the lowest population. Now, there are some talukas where there is industrialization, where there is urbanization, that has led to higher concentration of population in the state. We have 5 talukas of Goa that nearly account 70% of the state population. Which are those talukas? You have Tiswadi, you have Bades, you have Salsette, Ponda and Marmugao. So these 5 talukas are the one which contributes 70% of Goa's population. And the remaining 30% of Goa's population is found in the remaining talukas of Goa. Now, what are the reasons behind this? I have already mentioned. You can say it is due to industrial factors, maybe because of the economic condition, maybe because of the social, cultural and urban development. These are the factors that are responsible for higher concentration of population in these talukas. So, remaining 6 talukas have 30% of Goa's population. So, remember, Salsette is the most populous taluka of Goa, and Kankona is the one which have very less population in the state. Now, what are the reasons behind low population distribution in the remaining 6 talukas? You can link this to less development of the remaining 6 talukas. Like for example, you can think of Sattari is there, you have Sangem is there, Kapim, Kankona. These are the talukas which are less developed, less urbanization is there. Again, these talukas, there are lack of facilities in terms of transport, communication. Okay? Yeah. So this is all about distribution of population. Then next topic from the first chapter about regional geography of Goa is density of population. Again, there is a variation in terms of density of population in Goa. Some talukas you will find there is high density of population, some talukas you will find there is less or low density of population. Let us see which are the talukas where the density of population is very high. Now, what is the average density of the state? It is 364 persons per square kilometer. So, what is the average density of the state? It is 364 persons per square kilometers. Then, if you consider the North Goa district and the South Goa district, North Goa districts have higher density than the South Goa district. Now, what could be the reason behind this? How come North Goa is the one which has higher density than the South Goa district? The reason could be the North Goa district have less geographical area and more population, and because of that you will find there is higher density in North Goa district than the South Goa district. On the other side, you will find South Goa district is the one which have more geographical area and less population. So, there is a low density. So, this is district wise, but the taluka wise scenario will give you a different look, different picture. So, which is the taluka that has the highest density of population in the state? It is Marmugao. So, Marmugao is the one which has highest density of population in the state. Now, again, what is the reason behind that? It is because of the less land area and more population in this taluka. And why there was high population concentration? It is because of the port facilities which was there developed in Marmugao. Then you have other talukas that have high density in the state. Which are those taluka? Again, the developed talukas of Goa, including Salsette, then you have Ponda and Bardes. So, along with Marmugao, these are also the talukas where the density of population is high in Goa. So, you can see on the screen Salsette, Bardes and Ponda, these two have higher density. And what is the reason behind that? The commercial and industrial activities in these talukas. Then comes the question regarding low density talukas. So, the underdeveloped talukas where you will find lack of facilities in these talukas, the remote talukas of Goa like Sangem, Kankona, Sattari, these talukas are the one where the density of population is low. So, Sangem is there, Sattari is there, Kankona is there, where there is a low density of population. Again, it is because of more geographical area and less population. Next very important topic is migration. We all know migration, that is immigration of the people from other states, was one of the reasons for high population growth in the state during 1961 to 1971. Now, there were many Goans who have migrated to other regions of the world, other countries of the world, or there are many Goans who are working in other states of India. Take for example, you will find a large number of people from Goa have migrated for employment opportunities in Western Asian countries, European countries, to a certain extent American countries. At the same time, there are many Goans who are working in metropolitan cities of India. Take for example Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. So, you will find there was a migration of Goans maybe in different countries and some of the important metropolitan cities of India. This is about out migration, wherein the Goans have migrated to other countries of the world or the other states of India. Again, there was an immigration of many people from different states of India to Goa. Especially you can think of the neighboring states of Goa. that is Maharashtra. Then you can think of Karnataka. There were so many people from Andhra Pradesh who came to Goa, migrated to Goa, maybe because of the better employment opportunities which was available in Goa. You will find Goa received more than 5 lakhs migrants from other states. And very important feature about migration is, at present nearly 43% of Goa's population is contributed by migrant population. So, migrant population forms 43% of the present population of Goa. And I have already mentioned these are the states from where these migrants have come from. Maharashtra is there, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, even some of the northern states like Bihar also you will find people have migrated to Goa for better employment opportunities. Yes. So, this was all about the first chapter from regional geography of Goa. We have the second chapter in this about population composition. We have already learned what are the different attributes of population composition, what are the topics which are there in population composition. We may not study the definition, the concept of all these various aspects of population composition. We learned the population composition of Goa. So, the first important topic from this second chapter is sex composition or the sex ratio. Now, Goa has an unfavorable sex ratio. What is the meaning of this is, there are more number of males than the females in the state. That is why we can say that the sex ratio in Goa is unfavorable. You can see a different situation in terms of district wise sex ratio in the state. North Goa has higher disparity than the South Goa district in terms of sex ratio. So, you will find Goa has unfavorable sex ratio with more number of males than the females. Then if you see North Goa and South Goa district, again there is a disparity. North Goa district exhibits more disparity in sex ratio than the South Goa district. Now, let us see the sex ratio taluka wise in the state. Which is the only taluka in the state where there is a favorable sex ratio, where there are more number of females than the males, and that taluka is Salset. So, Salset is the taluka in the state where there are more number of females than the males. Now, you will think, what is the reason behind this? Why do you think that there are more number of females than the males? It is because of out migration of many of males from this taluka to West Asian countries, or maybe to a certain extent the European countries or the American countries. Because of the male dominant out migration, because of the employment opportunities, the sex ratio is favorable in Salset taluka, where there are more number of females than the males. Next, regarding low sex ratio, wherein there are more number of males than the females, which is the taluka that has more number of males than the females, wherein the female population is very less in that taluka, and which is the taluka? It is Marmugao. So, Marmugao is a taluka where there are more number of males than the females in the state. What is the reason behind this? It is because of the migration of the people from the other states of India to Goa. We can say it is male dominant migration to this taluka. Now, these migrants, what they have done is that they have left back their family in their native states and they have migrated and settled down in Marmugao. And the reason behind that is of port facilities. Then you have well developed industries there, like Zuari Agrochemical Limited is there. Then we have a Goa shipyard, wherein you get an employment opportunities. So, migrants have come to Goa from other states and settled down in this taluka. That is why you will find their number is higher than the females. So, lowest number of females are found in Marmugao taluka, and the main reason is immigration of unskilled males from other parts of country. There are two more important talukas where you will find the number of females are less in number than the males, along with Marmugao taluka. Now, which are those talukas where the females are less in number than the males? So, Pennem and Ponda have less number of females per 1000 males. The remaining talukas of Goa have more females per 1000 males. So, this is all about the sex composition of Goa. Next topic is age structure. Now, what type of age structure do we have in Goa? The age structure of Goa actually resembles or reveals a well developed age structure of a modern well developed state. So, the age structure of Goa is an example of a age structure which we will find in a typically modern well developed country. Now, what type of age structure is found in most of the developed countries of the world? You will find there is less population of aged category and less population of young people. Same you will find in case of Goa. You will find the age structure of Goa gives an idea that there is less population of youths as well as less population of the aged group. Means what? The dependent population is less in Goa. This is what I mean by the age structure of Goa reveals a typical modern well developed state characteristics. Now, such type of age structure is found in Europe and North America. I have already mentioned the number of young people or the dependent age group of people is very less. So, we have higher percentage of working population, which is very good for the economic development of the state. We can have an higher economic growth as there is higher percentage of working population in the state. So, because of this higher percentage of working population, you will find there is an high per capita income, which will lead to high standard of living. And remember students, Goa is one of the state where the standard of living is very high in the country. Now, reason is given regarding why there is less number of people in the lower age group, young population, what we can say, it is mainly because of low birth rate. So, this is all about age structure. Next very important topic is literacy. Goa is one of a leading state in terms of highest literacy rate in the country. We all know Kerala is ranking 1 in terms of literacy in India. Then Mizoram is there, northeastern state. Goa is also in this category where you will find there is a high literacy rate. Now, let us see the distribution of literacy rate in the state. The overall literacy rate in Goa is roughly 80 to 85%. We have achieved a great progress in terms of literacy rate in the state. If you see the literacy rate or the total percentage of literate population in the state was 30.75% in 1962. That has increased to 82% for the year 2004 and 5. So, we have made a great progress in terms of literacy. If you see male female literacy, the division of this, male literacy is higher in North Goa district. Now, which are the talukas where there is high male literacy, wherein there are more number of male literates? Again, it could be linked to the developed talukas of Goa. Take for example, we have Bardez, you have Tiswadi, then Ponda. These are the talukas where the male literacy is higher. So, Tiswadi, Bardez, Bicholim, Ponda, Pernem have high male literacy in the state. Whereas, the talukas where the male literacy is less are Kepem and Kankona. So, Kepem and Kankona are the talukas where there is less male literacy. If we compare both the male and the female literacy, the female literacy is less than the male literacy rate in the state. Now, which are the talukas where you will find the female literacy rate is higher? It includes taluka like Salset is there, then you have Tiswadi is there, Bardez, Ponda, Bicholim, Marmagaon. These are the talukas where there are more number of females who are literate, and less female literacy in the state is again taluka of Sangem, Kankona, Kepem. This graph shows in Goa's progress in terms of literacy rate. So, you can see the achievement of Goa. You can see it has reached to 87% for the year 2010. So, this is the achievement of state in terms of literacy. Then we have a very important topic, rural urban composition. Now, if you see district wise rural or urban composition, North Goa district has more rural population than the South Goa district. Now, which are the talukas where you will find there is higher percentage of rural population? We have Salset, then Bardez, Ponda. These are the talukas that have 45% of state's rural population. Then the talukas which have very less rural population in the states are Kankona and Marmagaon. Now, what are the reasons behind having a less rural population? One is absence of primary activities in this particular talukas, that is Kankona and Marmagaon. And why you will find there is highest percentage of rural population in Salsett, Bardez, Ponda is because of the primary activities. Then we have 4 talukas, that is Salsett, Bardez, Marmagaon and Tiswadi, which have 76% of urban population in the state. Now, why do you find higher percentage of urban population in this talukas, that is Salsett, Bardez, Marmagaon and Tiswadi? It is because of the trade and commerce. It is because of the industrialization, the different services which are being offered in these talukas that attracts the rural population, and wherein there is a higher percentage of urban population in these talukas. The remote talukas of the states like Sattari, Sangam, Kankona have very less urban population. Now, this could be linked to less development. These talukas are less developed than other developed talukas of the state. There is hardly urbanization, there are lack of facilities in terms of transport, in terms of communication, and because of that you will find very less urban population in the state is found in these talukas, that is Sattari, Pernem, Sangam and Kankona. Then we have a very important topic, occupational structure, dividing the population based on the different occupation. Now, what type of occupational structure do we have in Goa? Now, Goa exhibits shows a Euro-American occupational structure. Now, what is this Euro-American occupational structure? It is that type of occupational structure wherein there is maximum number of people engaged in the secondary activities or tertiary activities. So, you will find maximum people are involved in the secondary activities and the tertiary activities, and less people are there engaged in the primary activities. So, this type of occupational structure is called as Euro-American occupational structure that we find in Goa. Okay? So, Goa exhibits a typical Euro-American occupational structure. Now, more than 67% of Goa's population is engaged in tertiary and secondary activities. So, higher percentage is there. So, remaining percentage you will find it is there in the primary activities. What are the reasons behind high percentage of people engaged in secondary and tertiary activities? The reason behind this is high industrialization, higher rate of urbanization in some of the talukas like Salsett. Then we can think of Tiswadi, you can think of Bardez. So, you will find because of the contribution of manufacturing sector or contribution of the service sector, there is an high per capita income in the state because of the contribution from these sector. If you see the sector wise percentage, you will find 33% are there in terms of primary activities, 21% in the secondary activities, and majority are there in terms of tertiary and quaternary. So, higher percentage is there of the service sector in terms of occupational structure in Goa. Next very important topic to be learned from this unit is religious composition of Goa. Now, you will find different religions are found in the state. We can say Goa is multi-religious state, wherein you will find Hindus are there, there is a Muslim population living in the state, Christianity is there, and there are other religions which are found in the state. So, you can say Goa is multi-religious state. You have a pie diagram that shows about the religious composition of the state. So, you can make out here there is an higher percentage of Hindus in the state. So, according to 2011 data, the percentage of the Hindus in the state was 66%. So, the major religion in Goa is Hinduism, 66%. Then the second most important religion in the state is Christianity, wherein almost 25% of the population of Goa belongs to this religion. Then third is Islam, and we have another important religions which you find in the state is Sikh are there, then Jains are the one who are there in the states, and there are other religions less in number which are found in the state. So, Hindus are in majority, second leading religion is Christianity, third is Islam, then you have Buddhists, Jains and Sikhs who are found in the states. Then we have what it is called as linguistic composition based on the languages spoken in the state. Goa is popularly known as mini India. Now, there is a question, how come Goa is called as mini India? It is only because of the languages which are been spoken in the states. Because of the languages those which are spoken in the state, Goa is known as or called as mini India. Let us see which are the different languages spoken in the state. So, linguistic composition, again there is an pie diagram that gives you information regarding the languages spoken in the state. So, maximum number of Goans, the Goan people speaks the mother tongue of Goa, Goan people, Konkani. So, we have higher percentage of the people speaking Konkani language in the state, that is 66%. Then the second most widely spoken language in the state is Marathi. At the same time, even Hindi is given importance in the states. There are other languages which are spoken in the states. You have Kannada, Urdu, then you have Malayalam, Telugu. These are the other languages that are spoken in the state, and that is why you will find it is called as mini India. So, Konkani is a mother tongue as well as the official language of the state. Then you will find there are sizable number of people in the state who speaks Marathi. Maybe you can link to it 10 to 11%. Then you will find more than 46 languages spoken by Goan people are found in the states. Means what? There are people in Goa who speaks at least 46 languages of India. So, people speaking more than 46 languages, that Indian languages, are found in Goa. We can think of what is the percentage of the languages spoken in Goa. So, people speaking Konkani, Marathi, Kannada, Urdu and Hindi are found in large numbers. So, we have higher percentage of people speaking these languages in the state. Though I said 46 languages of India are being spoken in the state, there are people who speaks 46 different languages in the state, but majority of them are belonging to these languages, that is Konkani, Marathi, Kannada, Urdu and Hindi. So, from language point of view, Goa appears to be mini India, as the languages of different states of India are found in Goa. So, this is the answer regarding why Goa is called as mini India. It is because of the languages which are spoken in the state. So, this is all about the linguistic composition of Goa. So, I would like to end here and would like to continue the remaining chapters of the unit Regional Geography of Goa in the next session. Thank you so much.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.
अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस।